Time flies at an incredible speed. Spring is already taking over, and early blooms are everywhere. All winter long, we've been dreaming about airy, flowing dresses, sandals and hats, the ones fashion houses showcased in their spring-summer collections back in September. But now, it almost feels like we've lost interest, especially since the shows for the next fall-winter 2025-2026 season have just wrapped up. And so what? Does it mean we won't get to wear boho at all? No panic, we will. Hi everyone, my name is Angelina Wanjali, and you are on my channel dedicated to fashion, style, and mindful consumption, things that might seem incompatible. My most warm welcome. In this episode, I want to take a look at the key trends highlighted in the Spring-Summer 2025 shows, as well as the newly presented Fall-Winter 2025-2026 collections, with a special focus on boho style. Plus, I'll show you how to draw inspiration from runway looks and stylishly incorporate them into your wardrobe without spending much on new pieces. So, don't switch off. I've put together a huge selection of outfits using items you most likely already own, things you can start wearing right now, even though the weather isn't quite on your side yet. Thanks for the like. It really helps with algorithms. And if you enjoy this video, maybe you will consider subscribing and sharing it with a friend. I won't follow the majority of stylists and bloggers by talking about what's new, that stripes, floral prints and zebra and snake animal prints are back again, or that lace in all forms, ruffles, embroidery, applique and crochet are trending, because these aren't standalone elements, but rather integral parts of boho style. It's probably also unnecessary to repeat that the transparency trend is still going strong. But is it really a trend at this point? I won't go into the abundance of embellishments, draping, vintage elements, and unique textures either, because when we look at boho style in its glamorous form, it naturally includes luxurious fabrics like silk, fur, leather, brocade, and gold and silver embossing. Speaking of gold and silver, runways were flooded with shimmer and shine, almost as if designers had one clear message: let the celebration last forever. But that's nothing new either. It takes us straight back to the roaring 20s, and that's exactly where fringe belongs, too. I mentioned it in my last episode. It's present in every collection, which isn't surprising. After all, it's a key element of 20s-inspired looks. Depending on the type of fringe, it can also fit into ethnic or Western aesthetics. The key trend that runs like a red thread through the collections of almost all leading brands: eclecticism, whether it's boho chic, sport chic, ethnic influences, or avant-gardism. Designers from nearly every brand have embraced historical retrospectives, drawing inspiration from past decades and even entire eras, from modern times back to the Renaissance. They have also taken inspiration from art and the traditional costumes of various cultures. What's most remarkable is that their creations emphasize individuality, and this is where boho style truly steps into the spotlights. Boho is an amazing field for self-expression and uniqueness. It's more than just fashion. It's a way of life, often embraced by creative individuals who are sometimes eccentric, sometimes spiritual, and sometimes seemingly detached from the material world and its hustle and bustles. Many live off their artistic, musical, or literary pursuits, whatever comes their way. Interestingly, the term Bahamian originates from the French word Bohemia, which was initially associated with the Romani people. This was due to the historical misconception that they came from Bohemia. Boho style is perfect not only for those who want to look unique, stylish and conventional, but, above all, for those who value comfort. Boho clothing often features loose, flowing cuts. That's why we see all these airy tunics and billowy dresses. The pioneer of Bohemianism, Jane Morris, an artist, embroiderer, wife of William Morris, muse and beauty ideal of the Prairie Fair elites, was known for her free-flowing dresses that allowed for unrestricted movement. In the 20th century, we owe the spread of this style to the carefree hippies, while in the early 2000s, actress Sienna Miller and model Kate Moss brought it back into the spotlight. As romantic and carefree as boho style may seem, today it also reflects a conscious and active stance toward the world. I won't suggest running to the store and urgently buying something new. Mindless consumption is being replaced by refashion, repurposing old clothes, or even fashion made from discarded materials. Boho style embraces and values pieces with a history, vintage, handcrafted items, and unique finds. That's why I won't encourage you to throw anything away. Don't discard anything that holds meaning or value to you. Boho offers a wonderful opportunity to experiment, to mix and match things that might seem incompatible at first glance. When looking at the runway looks, we see that comfort and relaxation have become defining features, not only in boho style but even in office wear, including business suits. These suits now have a looser fit, sometimes even excessively so, with oversized shoulders or just slightly extended beyond the natural shoulder line. In general, all these 2 or 3 piece suits, along with man ties, are nothing more than a playful reinterpretation of gender roles, a counter-dress-up game that reimagines femininity. The same goes for the trench coat, originally designed as protective rainwear for British soldiers. Another stylistic direction is sport chic, which can be seen as a modern adaptation of boho. Sport chic blends athletic pieces with more elegant garments, especially now, as designers are styling evening dresses with sporty jackets or parkas. Here, too, the focus remains on comfort, while the color palette can range from neutral tones to vibrant hues. A small remark on fashion trends reviews. A couple of points in many of them seemed at least odd to me. First, no one seemed to pay attention to sarouel, harem pants or Cossack trousers, whether in full length reminiscent of traditional Punjabi-style attire or in shorter versions resembling the undergarments of our great-grandmothers. My colleagues also overlooked the asymmetrical dress hemline, where the front is mini while the back is dramatically extended, almost like a train. This silhouette dominated the runways, as if designers had made a secret pact. And another thing, when reviewing print trends, stylists completely ignored polka dots, which is a pity. there were plenty of them on the runways. And, in my opinion, polka dots beautifully convey a carefree, relaxed attitude toward life. Lastly, it's worth noting the return, or as my fellow fashion experts like to say, the comeback of collarless shoulder pieces. So, is boho just ruffles? Yes, but not only that. The key feature of boho is layering. That's why I want to return to my promise of styling runway looks from the spring-summer collections right now, but still caught for many of us. I'm excited to share my layered outfits, incorporating all the trends we've discussed. Enjoy watching! Layering is incredibly practical. Just like peeling off cabbage leaves, you can remove layers one by one until you're left with a core outfit, perfect for warm or even hot weather. While putting these looks together, I noticed that some bottom pieces created endless possibilities for styling. This gives me an idea of making a separate video in the format 1 item, 10 outfits. Aside from the cut and fit that flatter your figure, we have another powerful tool in our arsenal: color. I'm planning to create an episode entirely dedicated to this topic, where I'll explore the meaning of color from an astrological perspective. So stay tuned for updates on the channel. But even if we set aside the idea that certain colors might be astrologically off limits during a particular planetary influence, the simple choice of color near your face can have a dramatic effect. It can either enhance your complexion, making you look younger, fresher, and more radiant, or do the opposite, draining the color from your face, leaving it looking dull and lifeless. My he-goat Simon hinted to me a couple of times. It's okay to try things on so abundantly, but why do you forget about your pets? The Pantone Institute has crowned Mocha Mousse as the color of the year 2025. Everyone is talking about it, and I must admit I also included it in my New Year's outfit selection. However, I didn't see Mocha Mousse dominating either the summer or winter runway shows. Instead, there was an abundance of white and pastel tones, especially tender pink, baby blue, sky azure, mint, muted greens, and white grape. This isn't surprising on you, as these shades are naturally associated with summer and are a staple in summer collections. What was unusual, though, was the presence of brown and its classic, rich, and unaltered form in summer collections. Overall, we saw a restrained color palette with plenty of gray in all shades, well gray, pearl gray, but also plenty of bold, vibrant hues. And let's not forget black. Dior, for example, dedicated its entire collection to modern Amazons, working exclusively in black and white. And, interestingly, many of these muted shades seamlessly transitioned into the winter collections as well. Would like to present to you some styling options for sarouel or harem pants, the trousers which are fitted at the waist and ankles and loose at the hips and legs. It's fascinating how the names of clothing items have evolved over centuries due to cultural interactions and influences. We could assume that the French word sarouel derives from the Arabic word sirwal, commonly known as harem pants. However, These trousers are not originally an Arab garment. They've been introduced from Persia to other Middle Eastern regions. The word itself is of Persian origin. Shalwar was later borrowed into Greek as sharavara and subsequently adopted by the Turks. The meaning of shalwar is loose trousers worn by Scythians. This also explains why these pants are sometimes called as Cossack trousers. They were worn also in Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. Furthermore, the influence of the Muslim conquests in the Indian subcontinent beginning in the 8th century helps to understand why these pants became so popular in India. The runways showcased plenty of examples emphasizing the waist. So if you like this trend, take note. There were also many sweet looks on the catwalks, but just as many examples showing that a sweat can be easily deconstructed and worn in a more casual way. How touching are Valentina's looks with a bow on a suit with a cropped blazer. Styles that some fashion experts claim are outdated. Outdated? Isn't this an issue of individual perception? They will be worn again soon. After watching Runways, me and my haircut Timothy decided to give our response to Armani. Here's an example of draping a blouse that can be styled under a jacket, blazer or coat, or worn as a stand-alone top when the weather allows. You might have already seen some of these looks in my previous videos, because even back then I was keeping an eye on the summer collections, so I recommend checking them out. I'll leave the links in the description box. And here are some integrations of sunny colors, orange and yellow, which I consider a great mood booster and personally wear on Sundays and Thursdays. Tell me in the comments, why do you think that is? After watching runway shows, many might ask or even protest, where would you even wear this? It's not practical or even ugly. For me, these looks are often an exaggeration as well. But I see them as inspiration, a chance to look at fashion in a new and unexpected way. Even if it has a bit of eccentricity, it can be styled playfully, leaving room for humor. After all, life is a game, so why not find joy in the way we dress? My main selection criterion is simple. I must find it beautiful. And that's what I encourage you to do as well. You don't need to wear something that doesn't suit you. You should love your reflection in the mirror, feel confident and irresistible, and bring that undescribable beauty into the world. I hope I've inspired you to take another look at your wardrobe and mix and match some pieces. I'm sure you already have similar items. So let's close this fashion loop and take yourself out in an outfit created by your imagination. That's all from me for today. I'll say goodbye for now. Remind you to leave a like and a comment, and wish you endless joy in your stylish looks every day. Thank you for your time spent with me. Be happy. See you soon. Bye bye.